Oh my gosh, you are not going to believe what we have right here in our studio. Kathy's Rum Cake. Anybody who's been in the Valley for any amount of time knows how delicious they are. And the reason why we're talking about it is because planning a holiday party can be really stressful, but with some fun desserts and a little bit of creativity, it can actually get a lot easier. Perhaps even a breeze. Kathy Bua, owner of Kathy's Rum Cake Caterers, is here to give some stress-free party planning tips and show us some of these delicious desserts that we've got over here and then down here. I want to come down to this end because I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
I was sharing with you that one of my girlfriends, Sharon, brought me a cake in the hospital that was a raspberry and chocolate cake. And they're just delicious.
Thank you. They're wonderful.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
They, in fact, are. Let's talk about the tips with planning a holiday party because it is so true. It can be so stressful.
It's got to be fun. And this year I said, everyone's complaining about shopping.
Yeah.
Dig in your closet. Look at here. All things from everywhere.
Really?
Old things, new things, but just blending things.
And so you just went back to the places that in your house that you already have things. You started with a big server like this, and you layered things on top.
Love
so
this.
That's one tip.
And this antique shawl, and mixing things. If you're going to have something light, this is wonderful with champagne.
Yeah.
A champagne party. You just have your log, and you have just a few things, and pastry, of course, and have your coffees later, and what a fun table.
Sometimes I think we see these shows that are on TV, the HG shows, or maybe we see a magazine, a Martha Stewart magazine, and so we kind of psych ourselves out thinking, oh my gosh, it has to be this big, fabulous tablescape, when really the character in this table is amazing. I want to move down here. You started with this focal piece of Santa.
Right.
Come on down this way, Kathy. And then from there, you just added things like you said that you had, but you also created a little bit of height with some wonderful surprises over here.
These are mushrooms
Tell me about
with
these.
brie. These are mushrooms with brie. And you know what? You know that song, It's My Party?
Yeah.
You can have mushrooms with cupcakes. No, you can have whatever you want. And the thing is, to be stress-free, is to do things ahead. I mean, if you start doing your table 3 or 4 days ahead, you could play with it, and every morning you get up and look and say, oh, this isn't right, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that. I mean, this is my life as a table, so it's easy for me, but someone else, it takes a little longer. Do it at your own speed, and it's wonderful.
Did you hear her say brie-filled mushrooms? Like, I'm still thinking about that. She's continued to talk, but all I'm thinking about is the brie-filled mushrooms. Which, by the way, we do have the recipe online.
Good.
Now, people, I do want to mention this. If people are looking for caterers, is it too late with you?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Give us a call, and we're starting our Christmas teas, too, at the Rum Cake in Chandler on the 7th of, starting the 7th.
And what do you do with those?
We're going to have teas, so bring your girlfriends, or you shop and don't know what to do, or you want to give someone a nice little gift, bring them for tea.
I want to get back to the story about Kathy's Rum Cakes, because tell me how you kind of developed this idea and this business.
Well, just because I love to cook and bake, always cooked with my mother, and I thought I should bring it to the rest of the world.
And so when you first rolled out your first cake that somebody bought from you, were you surprised by the reaction of how much they enjoyed it?
I did. I was.
Because it's really become just a huge thing in the Valley.
Oh, well, I still love doing it. Look at the red hands, red dye. It's a passion. It's a crazy Italian passion. Cooking and eating and sharing.
It's rumdiful.
It's rumdiful.
Last advice, if you could, because I know you do catering through the holidays or year-round. Best advice, plan it in advance, look in our own homes. Can you give us your best advice for the menu? Because
mix and match. Grab some things that you like. Do never try a brand new recipe on your guests. Try it on your family. And play with it. Do some fun things. Don't be afraid to mix pastry and food. Do whatever you want. It's your party.
Great point. If you look here, she created the visual interest with something sweet in the middle, and then she put the appetizer or the hors d'oeuvre on the outside of that. So
These are all old fun things. And, when you get out old things out of your cupboard, like you look at this champagne glass, you say, who do you think could have drank out of this? It's an antique. I found it at an antique store, and I thought they were wonderful.
Let me hold that.
Isn't that wonderful?
Got a nice feel to it, too, doesn't it?
You know,
I love that.
You need the best champagne in that baby.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But
well,
you
happy
can
holidays to you,
thank you,
Kathy.
honey.
I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I don't know why we've waited so long.
Well, you just got to do it again and again.
One of my favorite things, one of our producer Kimberly's favorite things too. So
thank you.
We're glad that you're here. Kathy's Rum Cake Caterers have locations all around the valley, particularly in Chandler and Phoenix, and we're going to have details on SonoranLiving.com. But don't forget about those teas that are starting on December 7th, and you can take some girlfriends down there. That's at the Chandler store.